They dropped the lows. Today we got our first impressions on the Air Jordan 37 low. These at least look better. Let's check them out. Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today we got our first impressions on the low version of the Jordan 37 model. Maybe it's the colorway, but I'm liking these better. Chase, what do you think about the appearance on the 37? I guess even especially compared to the 37 highs. You remember the original 37s we did?
Yeah, they're okay. They're not bad.
They're okay.
They're
okay,
right.
compared.
Yes, I do like
right.
the lows.
That's all I was looking for.
Over the highs.
That's all I was looking for. Yeah, these lows, I don't know, like, for some reason, these don't remind me much of the Jordan 37 whenever you look at them from a low version. And I think that's, you know what, honestly, I think that is. So the Jordan 36 last year, like, I don't know, these are a pretty clean look. But so the Jordan 36 last year, whenever they took it from the high, where'd that ball go? Whenever they took it from the high variation to the low top variation, they cut off like nothing. I don't know how the ball got over here, but they cut off like nothing. It was so weird. So like, we got a bunch of comments about it. They were like, you know, how is the Jordan 36 compared to the 36 low and stuff like that? And I was like, look, it's the exact same shoe. It looked the same. It didn't even look like a low top shoe in my opinion. So they didn't change much. It was like 410 to 400 in gram weight. So like only 10 grams lighter. That just goes to show you there wasn't much change here. I just say that to say this, the 37 looks different than the 37 low. Like at least a little bit. Obviously same midsole construct, the upper ideas, like it's the same shoe, but I think they at least changed it or at least cut it down a little bit more. I kind of like that. And with that, the price did come down. So normally these retail for $185, I think is what they're going for the original version. So the lows, they're $175. It makes sense that they would do that, but I always like whenever they do that. It makes shoes a little bit cheaper. But before we keep on talking your ear off about the Jordan 37 low, Chase, what are we rocking for like the merch today?
Today, we are rocking with the Baller X, no excuses, no ease, colorway on the socks, and then also,
and we got it up top too. From the top rope, same exact design, guys. We got these Baller X, like he said, no excuses is kind of what the E stands for. We're kind of like coining this baller merch. We got a few different designs. We've been debuting them. Check out other first impressions or just go and check them out on our website. That's all gonna be available for you. Back to the Jordan 37 low. So, I mean, I'll say the Jordan 36 was an excellent, we'll just stay within this line for right now. The Jordan 36 was like one of my favorite shoes to hoop in ever. The Jordan 36 low was actually my second favorite shoe to hoop in from last year, 2022, whenever I did my top 5 list. It's like a really great shoe, really great performance shoe. The Jordan 37, I wasn't quite as up on. Like, whenever I first tested them out, I mean, first off, I thought they kind of look like a boot. That's something I like about these. I think these don't look as much like a boot compared to the Jordan 37, but I mean, I wasn't huge on the first release, like the non-low top version of the model. I thought that there were some performance things there that weren't really my favorite. The appearance wasn't even that great either. They fixed that. I guess now we'll get on the court, see how they feel for that part. All right, so now getting on the court, kind of checking these out, seeing how they feel for more of the performance side. Before we do that, let me know, what are we thinking about the Jordan 37 low? Jordan 37 low, I've talked about it too much already, but the appearance is at least a step in the right direction from where I'm standing. Also, guys, this is our first impressions. As you can see, we're outdoors. I always get flack about that. Guys, that's not changing. We take these shoes outdoors first. That's what we do. But we're always light with them out here. But this is our first impressions. I'll circle back. I say that every time. I'll come back and do a full shoe review on this shoe. That'll be indoors, and that'll be coming out in about a week or two. That's the same spiel every single time. Now we'll talk about this model. So for the Jordan 37 low, the cushioning setup, like I remember this from the Jordan 37. The forefoot of this shoe is bouncy, so spring loaded. I've actually just found out that apparently that might be specific to Nike for like patent purposes, but this is like really like just juiced.
Yeah, it's
the
got
heel,
an air zoom unit, right?
Yeah, so I think they got air zoom, like I don't think it's zoom strobable. They got air zoom up front, I think. I haven't done the tech specs on these, but if it lines up with the 37, that's kind of what they use. And these shoes are like so spring loaded in that forefoot. Like it's just such a bouncy model, and I honestly prefer shoes like that. Like that's just always been a preference for me. I just like shoes that have a little extra spring. One, I'm not like super tall, so it allows me to feel like, you know, I'm getting like better balance whenever I'm going up for layups and stuff like that. But I just love the energy, and it's like, but it is a more responsive feel than the 36. I want to say like those are soft and bouncy. These are more responsive and bouncy, if that makes sense, like just for like a feel. It's gonna be similar to the 37s if you played them. I wanna say it's about the same cushioning setup. One thing that looks different about this model is for the support. I'm not sure that these overlays were here. Like you see these right here. That kind of is good for the forefoot, but this whole thing is like an overlay. So like this is like on top here, it's like a protective casing, kind of runs over the shoe. So I feel like, I say that because the support, we did have to talk about it a little bit on the 37s. Like right after I got those shoes to review, I think I was slightly late on getting to them. I think Mitchell Robinson blew through them in an NBA game. And like, it was huge. Like I want to say a ton of people were talking about, it. And like saying the 37 is not supportive. And then it made me look, I was like, honestly, I mean, this netting that they use, it's on the black portion of these shoes. I won't bring it back yet, but like the netting that's on these, it feels like it's thin. It feels like it's a little bit thin, but those straps, those overlays, they feel like they're working against that. Like I haven't really struggled with support, no heel slippage or anything like that. The last thing that we'll talk about is the traction. Come back in here one more time, give you a quick shot at it. So it does look like they went with pretty much the exact same pattern. Is that what we're looking at here?
Nothing good. It doesn't look anything crazy.
Like organized or just like random
no
stuff.
radial, no herringbone. It just seems like a random pattern. Nothing to be special about. How's over the sizing?
The overall sizing. So this actually feels like somewhat of a narrow model. Like the 36, I think was slightly wider. For the length, it's perfect again, about a thumb's width.
And you got a 10.5?
10.5, yep, true to size. Like, so the sizing feels right, slightly narrow if I had to say, but like the traction is the last thing we'll focus on. Actually, like the grooves aren't all that deep. That's not gonna make it like an impressive outdoor model. In my opinion, like the grooves aren't all that deep. The traction was okay on the 37s. It definitely was, like the 36s, those felt really good. The traction was just like okay on the 37s, and that kind of feels like that's where we might be stuck on this shoe too. Like they don't feel bad, but like at the same time, I don't feel like it's gonna have too much bite on an indoor surface. We're outdoors, like I feel some bite on the bottom, but it's not super sticky, not like that Jordan 36 had. So I mean I feel like I'm talking this shoe down whenever I should be talking it up, because if we're gonna go 37 low compared to how I thought it felt the first time playing in the actual 37s, I mean, honestly, these might be even nicer. That wraps up our first impressions on the Air Jordan 37 Low. I want to say it's like black and red colorway, looks pretty nice too. The Jordan 37 Low. I didn't know what to expect whenever I was ordering these in. I saw they dropped, I wasn't even really that excited. For the 36 Low, I was pumped. For the 37 Low, I was like, yeah, we'll get to it. Not gonna lie. Not a bad model. I'm also I love these juiced forefoots. They feel so fun to play on the court. The comfort's not bad. Support was partially what I was worried about, but they at least have some stuff on here to counteract that, it seems like. We'll see what that feels like more in like an indoor setting. Traction's a spot that these have been mediocre. We'll kind of test that out indoors too, but like so far, I mean, not too bad. I can't complain.
So Landon, people are gonna ask already. I already see the comments.
You see them?
And be like, what's better?
What'd they say?
37 or 37 low?
37 to 37 low. All signs and money signs, dollar signs, point towards the 37 low being the better shoe. More affordable. It feels like it gives you about the same stuff and a prettier package if you like low top models. But like I said, first impressions, in about a week or two, we'll have that full review come out where I've actually gone inside, tested these out a little bit better. So be looking out for that. But that's gonna wrap up our first impressions on the Air Jordan 37 Low.